Oh, yeah, I promised you we would get Jamie Carragher's thoughts on that thrilling performance from Manchester United over Manchester City on Saturday lunchtime. Arguably one of United's best performances in recent seasons. What was most impressive about it for you?
I think the energy of Manchester United in the game, and almost a back to basics sort of idea about how they went about it. We're going to analyse that on Monday Night Football tonight with Thierry Henry and get into the nuts and bolts of that, really. But it did feel like a little bit of a throwback, and I mean that in a complimentary way about how they went about it. Really a lot of talk this week about Manchester United's DNA and what they sort of like, and the energy within the stadium, and it was fast, it was energetic, it was counter-attack, and they are the hallmarks of some of the great sides that Michael Carrick actually played in. So it was a brilliant result for them, but there'll be tougher tests to come over the next sort of few months.
Arsenal next.
Yeah, listen, Arsenal,
exactly.
It'll be a different game.
You're the perfect person to ask about Lisandro Martinez's comments that he aimed at Paul Scholes after the match, because Scholes and Nicky Butt had been talking about him and this potential battle, of course, with Erling Haaland in that match on Saturday. But Martinez saying, come and say it to me. Come over to my house if you want. And Scholes replying on social media saying, I'll come round for a cup of tea. Yeah. Should he go round for a cup of tea? Should they talk it out?
He should. I mean, I am one to know how this sort of feels.
Yes.
Certainly getting into disputes with players. But what I would say, and I'm sure from Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt's point of view, it's never personal. You know, they're passionate about the club. I'm passionate about Liverpool. But I do think in our job, we give opinions on players and managers. So if someone wants to give an opinion on us, you've got to take it. You know, you can't be one way. Yeah. So listen, I think Paul Scholes made a really good joke about it. Hopefully they'll have a little cup of tea together, shake on it, and move on from there.
Then that's it. Right, let's talk about the club you are very passionate about then in Liverpool. 6 draws now in their last 9 Premier League games. What's been, I don't know, maybe most concerning for you? What the issues that we've seen across this run, and does Arne Slot have the answers?
The concerning thing over this run is Liverpool are playing with the handbrake on. Now, I don't think that was the case at the weekend. I think Liverpool played really well, and sometimes you have to accept you don't get the result that you really deserve, which Liverpool did. So I don't think this game in isolation reflects what we've seen over the last couple of months. But the dilemma for every manager in every team, in every league, no matter what you're playing, where you're playing, is balance between attack and defence. Now, the balance wasn't right at the start of the season. It fell too much in the attacking sense, and Liverpool were leaving themselves open at the back. End-to-end games, lots of goals. So Arne Slot has stopped that. He's stopped the defeats, right? But the balance has almost gone too far one way now, where that energy and pace in the team isn't there. So it's a lot slower. The footballers are a lot big pragmatic, if you would like, but he's done that to stop the end-to-end games, to try and make the team stronger defensively. Now he's always got to move this needle a little bit more attacking. And listen, if it was easy, you know, every manager could do it. But that's the conundrum for everybody, getting the balance between attack and defence. And he hasn't been able to get that right all season. It was too far one way at the start of the season. Now it's maybe too far the other way. Maybe Mo Salah will change it when he's back. What was the idea? So the idea for me, and when I say it was a throwback, but we've got the 4-4-2 zonal press. We've just seen Chelsea do man-to-man press. What's interesting, and we're going to get to this with Thierry later on, is Manchester City definitely made this easy for them because they never had any players between the lines, Thierry, and that's something we're going to get to later on with Bruno Fernandes.
Between the lines, yes.
But this is what we would have done. This is what Arsenal would have done in the past, right? So the idea is, OK, we're all in a zone. We start now, and what do we do? We're going to let the ball go to the youngest centre-back, or maybe the weakest centre-back, if you like, on his weak foot. So he's a right-footed player. He's on that left foot. Max Lane, young player, still learning his trade. So the ball's going to come here, and then we're going to press, OK? As the ball comes across, the thing to really look at is Kobbie Mainoo. And he had a role all day to look after Rodri in that midfield. So he was jumping out of central midfield. So what did that mean? A big problem for Manchester United over the last couple of years has been this man, Casemiro, left alone in the centre midfield. So your midfield partners jumped to stop one of the best players in the world dictating the game. So this means Ahmad and Dorgu have got to get inside and get narrow. So we see it now as the ball comes in. It comes into the striker. He loses it, Haaland. He makes a tackle, Martinez. Look at the distance between the two midfield wide players, Dorgu and Ahmad. That could be Giggs and Beckham. When you think of the wide working players they've had in the past, and that's what you need as a Manchester United. You need pace going that way, but you need to get back and tuck in. And look how narrow. There's Mainoo, and there's Casemiro. That could easily land at the feet of Bruno Fernandes and make a counter-attacking opportunity. Another clip is exactly the same. We'll press this side. We've got absolutely no problem with the ball coming to Max Lane here. On his weak foot, stepping in, and again, the same idea. Kobbie Mainoo in with Rodri. Dorgu comes across, and you've almost, we talk about the diamond formation. We think of that with the ball. This is almost like a diamond press. You've got one of your central midfielders jumping out, but the big thing is your wide plays. Look at Dorgu tucking inside and making it really difficult for Manchester City to play through their number 10s. And then they go long again on the weak foot, let him have the ball, play on his weak foot. But Thierry, Manchester United wasn't just about what they did off the ball, it was what they also did in possession.
Yes, indeed. And when you want to play against Manchester City, you also need to be able to hurt them when you're on the ball. And the space that we were talking about, Bruno Fernandes will operate in between the two lines of four, and Man City didn't do it so often. Look at the awareness of Fernandes. You can see that Mainoo dropped. Lisandro Martinez has a possibility of pass, so you have to help in the space, higher. So you can attract Rodri. Now the ball goes to Mainoo that came to play underneath him. We go on the other side. And if he wasn't, unfortunately for Dalot on that one, a bad pass, they would have had an opportunity to score.
Again, I mentioned this role of Mainoo and Rodri. Now, we spoke about it being higher up the pitch. It was exactly the same plan when they were deeper. Manchester City will push you back because they have great possession, but the plan was always the same. So you see, he steps out with him here. Now he drops in alongside Casemiro. As soon as he sees the ball coming into Rodri, he presses again. As the pass is made, again, look at that midfield. Look at Dorgu's position there. Tight to Casemiro, Ahmad tight. No chance that these three players, either in front of the midfield or behind the midfield, could get on the ball because of the compactness of the team, but also the midfield. So Mainoo, it was fantastic. Casemiro the same, and before you know it, wide players picking the ball up in counter-attacking positions again. Bruno, who was absolutely outstanding in the game. And who does he find? Dorgu. We've just mentioned the position of Dorgu, almost on the same level as Casemiro, protecting that midfield space. Brilliant from the midfield players all around.
And again, I love what Carrick offered on a goal kick. He knew, obviously, that Man City was going to press. But what I like, if you compare it to what Man City did, you are going to explain it. But first, I need to explain what's going to happen to be able to explain what happened at the top, because it happened at the same time. When you see this type of situation, obviously, you're inviting Man City to press, as you can see here. It's almost a man-to-man. Lewis is there, wingers inside. So it's a back three with your holding midfielder shielding, right? We all know that's what you do. If he jumps to the goalkeeper, because your goalkeeper is the extra man, we pop to go to where the striker came. So you know your centre back is going to be free. So I explained that first part. Let me go to the next part. Okay? Now you can roll it, which is very important. Now you can see the difference with Man City that left 3 up front. They left 4 up front. And look at already Rodri, like not being comfortable with that situation. He's pointing ahead. Then you're going to see him shortly. He's going to point to Bruno Fernandes, how we're going to see here. But suddenly you can see that Carrick, how you're going to see here, is pointing. Who is going on Bruno Fernandes? Who is going on Bruno Fernandes? Now, if you don't have a 9 that can hold the ball well, he's going to have support. If they don't press well, here, you can play short. If they do press well, you have an idea of how you're going to come out. 4 against 4. But Rodri is not comfortable. Play it. Look. You're going to stay now on Ahmad. That's going to take away Aki. The ball's going to go. Obviously, we already know where it's going to go. Now, he's not comfortable. He's asking Alain to come back. But Alain went on Fernandes. Now, he's going to cover. Obviously, Mbeumo can drop because you have a run maybe from Dorgu. So Kusanov has to stay. Ball is coming on the ground. They worked on it. Why? Because he's coming to play under straight away. Now we can play football. And we are out. You attract short to go long. And again, unfortunately for Dalot, he was offside. But the idea was there. And I want to go back to what Man City didn't do too well. If you want to dislodge a 4-4-2 flat defending, that's what Man City do more often than not. You need to be in between the lines, just like Bruno Fernandes was found. So, have a look. Rodri is asking who wants that ball. at that particular moment, you have your 8, your holding midfielder, facing the line of 4. Your 10 has to go and play here and ask for that ball here. Do not come to the ball. You make it too easy. That's what too easy in bracket for Menu to go and put pressure. Obviously, Cherki is going to go to the ball. You see him, he goes to the ball. Look at the difference between Cherki and Bernardo Silva. Cherki stays low. Look at where Bernardo Silva is going to go, to the pocket. Cherki, you should have been here. And I explain why. If you go here, he has to cut now the pass inside. That's free a pass now for Semenyo. And if Semenyo receives the ball, he has a problem now. Because what I call the domino effect now, you have 5 guys in line. On the contrary to you, it's a 3-2-5, but then you can operate and you can hurt now that team in a 4-4-2 flat. You have now. You have an underload. Yes, Semenyo could have dribble past everybody, but you're not dislodging a 4-4-2 like that.
OK, and we're going to go to the goal. And you've got to remember, the guy who scores is in the wall, and so is Bruno Fernandes. And the goals, the counter-attacking goals in the Premier League in the last 18 months have sort of gone off the scale. I think we're almost double, as I said, in the last 18 months than what we've been in the 10 years before. So it's a huge part of the game. So when this ball comes in and Harry Maguire heads it away, that space there, you might think it's not a problem. It is. It is a problem, as we go on to see. Maybe the guy who's taking the free kick is not the right guy to take it because he can't deal with this situation. Now, what he needs to do as he's taking that is to jump and make sure when this ball drops here, he either wins the tackle, not his forte, or give a foul away. He has to...
You're currently learning English. How's it going?
My English is not very good, but I try to speak with the player, with the coach. And for me, it's the best learning to speak with the people, and that's it.
You have French-speaking teammates as well. Bafodé Diakité, Amin Adli, Adrien Touffa. Do they help you out?
Yeah, because I don't speak good, and he helped me every time. When I don't understand, I ask for Adri, Bafo, or Amin, and he helped me. It's easy.
How would you describe yourself as a player in terms of your best positioning, your best attributes?
I like play 9 or 10, and for me, I just love football. I play, just enjoy the life, the football, and just I love play football.
You seem capable of scoring goals from far out, like that amazing strike against Arsenal, but also those from close range. What's your preference?
Just I like score goal. If it's a tap-in, it's okay. If it's a big shot, it's okay. I don't have preference.
How did it feel to score that goal against Arsenal?
Oh yeah, it's a good feeling, but we lost. But I'm happy to score, but the win is very important for me and for the team. But score against Arsenal, it's very good for me.
Antoine Semenyo is obviously an incredibly talented player, now at Manchester City. During your time with him, what did you learn from him as a player and a person?
I learned the movement. I speak a lot with him because he's a great player. He plays in Manchester City now. And I learn every time with this player. Just an amazing player. I hope he have a big career.
He was the top goal scorer for the club this season. Now that he's gone, do you feel a pressure to score goals, or is it more of an opportunity to show what you can do?
No, I don't have pressure. Just I enjoy. When I go in on the pitch, just I enjoy the football, and I don't have pressure.
And the result against Spurs was your first win in 12 Premier League matches. Is now a chance to build some momentum and get back into the top half of the table?
It feels so good. This win feels so good because we don't have win in a long time. For me and for the team, it's very good result, and we are very happy to win against Tottenham.
You've already scored 7 goals in the league this season. That's the most by any teenager in Europe's top 5 leagues. Obviously, you want to help the team out, but what are your personal goals for the rest of the season?
I want just help my team to win. When I score goal, it's good for me, but if it's not good for the team, it's not the same feel. But when I score and I win, it's perfect for me. I just want to help my team.
Do you have a certain number?
Jamie Carragher breaks down screenshot exactly how Manchester United's 4-4-2 zonal press tactic completely destroyed Manchester City 2-0. Thierry Henry stunned beside him as Carragher traces red arrows showing Carrick's genius pressing traps that suffocated Guardiola's possession game. Throwback to Carragher's Liverpool heartbreak when United dominated similarly, now witnessing Old Trafford revival. Carragher explains zonal marking zones, midfield pivots neutralizing De Bruyne, wingers exploiting high line, full tactical masterclass making Ten Hag Amorim look amateurish. Henry nods approval at Carrick's 72-hour transformation while Keane Neville explode elsewhere. Arsenal gifted 9-point lead as United inflict maximum City pain. Perfect as UnitedFC analysis capturing pundit gold moment.